Hello, everybody. My name is Elliot Flores, and I want to personally welcome you back to talk about everything Dynamics 365 Business Central related. For today's agenda, we'll be covering how to create a fast and simple credit memo. Beforehand, I will be going through how to create a sales order, followed by the credit memo, and then we'll look up the credit memo on posted credit memos, followed by looking up any item adjustments through item ledger entry. If at any point you want to skip the how to create a sales order, simply look at the timestamps and go directly to credit memo. Anyways, let's get started. First and foremost, you'll want to go to the search bar, or you could go to through the menu and look up sell order. Once you do that, you'll want to click on new. Choose the customer that you want to be doing today. In my case, I'll be doing Daniel Corral. If you do not know how to fill, if you don't know how to fill all this information out automatically, look at one of my previous videos on how to create a perfect item card. Regardless, once that information is filled out, make sure your document date is up to date. Same as your posting date, your order date, and your due date. This is something to always that you should always practice, because whenever it comes to looking up a posted sales order or a purchase order, having the correct date should make it easier, especially when you have multiple orders to one customer or purchases from one vendor. Anyways, once you go down to lines, you'll choose the item that you want to sell. In my case, I'll choose one that I've already sold before, which is a ACM eSpark plug. Okay, I can see the description got filled out. You'll choose one of the location codes where you see or know that you have enough inventory for it. For today, I'll be selling 5 of those spark plugs. And as you can see, the price for each and one. Oh, and look, right away, the available inventory for SPK001 is lower than the entered quantity at this location. Okay, let's reduce it down to 3 and see if we have enough. No, we do not. In this case, we'll have to choose something else. Let's go with an Adidas shoe. There we go. Okay, seems like that Adidas shoe is sold for $60 a piece. We'll make sure to choose the main warehouse. And lastly, since we are selling this and it's located in our warehouse, we have to make sure that we make it clear that we have to ship those items out. So since we're selling 3, we'll make sure to ship 3. And all the issues here should disappear, and your sales order should be ready. Anyways, since I now know that I have enough inventory for that shoe and that I am selling it, we would typically create a warehouse or shipment, which is in the case of creating a purchase order, we would create a warehouse receipt. Since I'm just basically teaching you how to go through a sales order as quickly as possible, we will not do that today. However, do keep in mind it's important for you to do, especially when managing your business or a company, since you want to track everything that flows in and out of your warehouse. Anyways, we'll go to post, click on ship and invoice. And yeah, you have the option of looking through the posted invoice. If we click yes, you can also look it up through the search bar. We're not interested in doing that since we know everything got posted correctly, so we'll just exit out of that. And the next step is that you'll look up credit memo. Sales credit memos. Just like there's sales credit memos, there are also purchase credit memos. Do keep in mind, credit memos in general are basically made to correct errors on invoices, and errors can happen at any time. Just like how corrections for items happen from time to time. Sometimes the customer may need a discount. Sometimes you forgot to add a discount yourself. Sometimes they want a reduction in the amount of items that they purchased, or you simply input the incorrect amount when you were making a purchase or sell it yourself. So credit memos are pretty useful in that regard, and it's pretty much a financial document that helps to handle all those tasks. Any adjustment in regards to finances. Anyways, once you go to sales credit memo, you'll click on the customer. I believe we did Daniel Corral, so we would press OK, and we would make sure that the posting date was the correct one. In this next step, some people typically like to fill this information out manually. I could do that myself. I do remember I sold him Adidas shoes. The description should be easy to find once I click on the actual item. The quantity was 3, and everything so on was Houston, Texas, yada yada yada. You do not want to do that. You want your sales credit memo to be as accurate as possible, and you want to link it directly to your posted sales invoice. So what you will do is go to copy document. Make sure that this says posted invoice. Click on the 3 dots here for document number, and you should see, if you go through here, by looking up the customer that you're selling to, you should see the exact order that you just made. You'll click on OK. And voila, you should be able to see the exact sell order as you made it, down to the last detail, including the taxes. Once you have that, you go to quantity, and let's say that our customer Daniel accidentally purchased 3 items, but he only really wanted to buy 1. All we would have to do is change that 3 to 1, and then go back to home and post the item. Now, do keep in mind, sometimes the customer could have had more items purchased in that one sales order. In case, let's say he was buying the Adidas shoes, a scarf, and a shirt, but he only wanted to make an adjustment to the Adidas shoes, you would basically click on the 3 dots and click delete lines on the shirt and the scarf, only keeping the item that he wants to make an adjustment on. And as I showed you previously, you would change the 3 to a 1 since he only wants one pair of shoes purchased. Regardless, once you make that edit, you would go to post, and you would post the credit memo. Click on yes to view the credit memo, and you can see that the posted sales credit memo has all the information down as you inputted. You can also look it up through the search bar. The next thing, as we promised, would be to look up any adjustments made to the item, which would be in your inventory. So in this case, we would click on item ledger entries. If you scroll a little bit to the right, you can see exactly where there was an adjustment to your shoe count for the Adidas shoes. As you can see, those 3 shoes that had previously been purchased were returned, and then it made it seem like 1 was purchased right away. Every detail is exactly right down to the T. Now, sometimes, typically with you would include credit memos with return orders. That is mainly up to you. It's not something that always has to be done together. Now, you may be asking yourself why. I'll give you the answer. Credit memos is basically a financial document where you basically use it to adjust the amount owed to by a customer or from you to a vendor. And it basically serves to create any corrections on invoices, provide allowances or discounts, or simply process return orders where you don't need detailed tracking. For example, if the customer was in your store, bought a shoe, but before you even took it out of the inventory, he managed to let you know, so you made a quick adjustment. Now, in the case of return orders, where you actually shipped out an item, grabbed it out of the warehouse, or in the case where you purchased from a vendor and you received an item to your warehouse, that is where a return order would be more important because it's more of a logistical document used to track the physical movements of items or goods via your warehouse. And for a return document, it's basically used when you want to manage a more complex return process. For example, if you're purchasing from a vendor or if a customer is purchasing from you several items within the same sales or purchase order. You can also, through a sales or through a return order, track the reason for the return, or it could also be used when you need to manage the inspection of returned items. Anyways, um, credit memos and return orders are completely different. It is something I struggled with when I was new to this. Just keep in mind you don't always have to pair them up, which is why I didn't include the return order in this video. However, we will be covering it in the next video. Anyways, I hope this was helpful. Please let me know in the comments if you need help with anything else, or if you'd like me to try anything such as AI programming or going into finances. Anyways, it was a pleasure creating this video. Thank you very much, and I hope you have a nice day.